Welcome back. My name's Doug, and this is Dying to Retire. In today's episode, which is just another boomer bitching, we're going to go over something that's probably going to make you say, well, hope it does. Now, X, formerly known as Twitter, has a new competitor on the block that just recently launched. And if you don't know it already, it's called BlueSky or BlueSky Social. Now, I haven't seen anything out there that says what BlueSky, how they got their name, but I really think they got their name from something that's been around for a while, but took off in the early 2000s. It's called BlueSky Thinking or BlueSky Sessions. For this podcast, we're going to, for the most part, try to keep calling it BlueSky Sessions. Stick around and hopefully you'll start seeing the connections I'm talking about. For those who stick around to the end, especially y'all who've been through BlueSky Sessions, I'm going to share a little secret that I got from a former BlueSky facilitator who really educated me when they told me this about their exercise sessions that they do. So let's get started. Okay, in this first of three parts, I'm going to call this section the origins of BlueSky thinking. And one in there, every BlueSky facilitator that I've been with has described the concept of BlueSky pretty much the same way. BlueSky exercises are about envisioning possibilities with no limits. Yeah, I love that one. Now, BlueSky sessions are best done offsite, away from the workplace and distractions, because work could be a distraction, though that's what pays the bills. And let's not forget about the mandatory offsite, after hours, vespers, dinner, and all the other shit. And I know I'm digressing, but after you've been working with people for a long time, I already know who's dating who's gay, who's not gay, who's pregnant. I don't care. I don't need to know it. I'm old. Let the little guys, young kids do all that shit. Now, the term blue skies comes from things like BlueSky research, and it's a focus on innovation without constraints. Sounds awesome. Ugh, can't even speak today. Sounds awesome. They use metaphors, and this is one I've heard multiple times. It is an endless sky where anything can happen. Yeah, I love that one. Now, we're supposed to snuggle up to that metaphor, but we're supposed to run screaming away from the metaphor, hit them in the pussy. Think about that one. It makes me kind of laugh. Now, I'm going to talk about this second little part here, BlueSky sessions in practice. So why do I know so much about BlueSky sessions? Well, it's kind of easy. Just like in the private sector, about 10 to 15 years ago, senior leadership in the federal government bought into all this BlueSky frenzy, and I mean fad, big time. And I've been through multiple BlueSky sessions. Almost 10, not willingly either, but almost 10 sessions. Now, I'm going to lay it down. I got to look at my notes here. In my last job, I think I was in one. The job before that last job, before I retired, for the last 4 years of that job, we had about 4 BlueSky sessions. And this doesn't include the BlueSky prep sessions that were held also. Now, my deputy in that job and I used to fight over who actually got to stay at work versus be on the offsite. It was that bad, folks. It really was. She and I would, rock, paper, scissors, whatever you do it like that. We would fight to see who actually didn't have to go. When they said, yes, both the chief and the deputy have to go, boxes of tissues were used. We cried. It was terrible. And yeah, it was terrible. There's no other way to put it. Now, while BlueSky sounds great, in my opinion, as you can tell, and experience, it's really something that the senior GS-15s or the newly minted SES or SIS officers put on and do it because they need it for their annual performance reviews. It looks great on paper, but in actuality, it never turns in anything positive. It just doesn't. It's all about padding resumes and with innovative thinking, and rather than actually driving beneficial change for an organization. Now, there may be some, but I don't see it happening on a large scale. Now, these sessions were supposed to be about limited, can't even talk today, about limitless ideas. Now, I'm going to tell you how the session goes. And the facilitators run this whole thing along usually with someone from the office. You walk into, for those who aren't familiar, you go into your conference room on the offsite location that you do. Could be a Marriott hotel, could be something, another government facility, either or. But you're going to go in a room and you're going to notice that room's got whiteboards or the flip charts around probably three or four, against all the walls, all four walls, or at least three of the walls. And they're going to have it there. And you're going to have the tables are all separated where about 4 to 6 people can sit per table, and they're going to spread it around the room. And the first few days, they're going to have assigned seating. Why do they do that? Is they're trying to mix everybody around. So the GS-15s and the seniors sit with the lowly little GS-9s. They spread them all about. So they mix the groups really good. And you look around and you can see that. Now, little sidebar, and I have to laugh on this one because I'm old as shit, is that many of the folks, especially the young movers and shakers, get mental hard-ons and mental orgasms for the mere fact that they're sitting next to the CIS officer, or the mere fact they're sitting next to the senior 15, because they're going to network while they're doing all these meetings. They'll get to really know me. It's silly. Okay. Now, on this, what they do, they have us all at the table, and they usually, about the second day of the conference, they start talking about, hey, we're going to do the blue sky exercise now, right? The session. And we're going to pick an idea and think about what work you do and what will make it better. So everybody at each one of the tables, in every table, there's a shit ton of these with magic markers. You go take those and fill out what's the problems in your organization or your office, right? And you run around and everyone puts it on. This is team 1's bulletin board or whiteboard. This is team 2's whiteboard, team 3's whiteboard. They put them all in there. You break, usually go to lunch and come back or whatever. And when you do come back, the facilitators have put on the big board in front of you, broken up, probably 3 to 4 categories. Hey, we looked over the stuff and we noticed these are the 3 or 4 categories that you guys are all pretty much falling in all your comments. So let's start putting everyone from your team, go to your board and take them and put them on this big board, but move your stickers to where they're in the same categories. What you do start noticing is a lot of people have the same complaints about the work. Because we do it. We know where to bitch and what to bitch about. So that's what goes on. So that's how it gets set up. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I do want to add, no sticky is supposed to be rejected. All right. Now, here's the funny thing. Those 3 to 4 topics on the front board come across a little bit as scripted, predetermined, if you think about it. And it's not, those ideas are at the 10,000 foot level. They're never about streamlining or making the work better, replicable for the front line, for the actual work that's done every single day. Think about that one, because I'm going to connect it in a moment. Now, BlueSky Social, to me, is a modern interpretation of BlueSky Sessions. And what I mean by it, the app or the application BlueSky Social promises to be this new open world for social interaction. Much like the BlueSky Sessions in the first day, it's supposed to be the promised land of endless possibilities. But if you start peeling back the layers, it's heavily censored, very much so. And just like the federal government BlueSky sessions I've been to, those of us at the working levels are supposed to feel lucky that we're in the presence of all these elite people, our senior leadership, these experts from outside, or they usually will bring in a guest speaker that's high up in your corporation or agency. So both blue skies actually exist to cater more to the influential or elite in the organizations. And it gives them a stage in which they get to shine while the rest of us are in the audience. We're sitting there supposed to go, ooh, ah, they're so smart for dumb motherfuckers. And also like my BlueSky sessions, where the big ideas are often, now you start seeing pre-selected by those at the top. They tell you what they want you to think. Just like that scripted 4 main topics go in there. I'm going to catch up with that in a second. Now, the BlueSky Social's algorithms guide you to the experience you want. BlueSky facilitators guide you to the topic they want. They get to decide who gets to be heard and what gets to be heard. It has an illusion of freedom that's not really there. Sorry, I'm bouncing around. But hey, you get to rub shoulders with the elites, and you name it, for elites from academia, elites from politics, entertainment, business world, sports, whatever. You get to rub shoulders, so hey, feel good about yourself. But nothing's happening. It's heavily censored. Now, the platform will let you post, but don't kid yourself. The real influencers in that platform are the ones who gets their posts pushed to the top. It echoes the same dynamics like in the BlueSky sessions, because you'll notice what the management wants gets pushed to the top there too. All right, guys and gals, you've been here long enough, so let's wrap this up. And maybe it's just me, but I think you can see the creators of this social media website, BlueSky Social, were more spot on using the name BlueSky than I think they knew they were. Just like BlueSky sessions, which are designed to encourage out-of-the-box thinking, but in reality, it's really something for the big bosses, the elites, to be heard and feel better about themselves, to make the employees, the little people, feel connected. They act like they're tackling or pseudo-tackling problems that's important to them, the elite senior leadership, but it's not issues that the little guy is handling. The worker bees or middle-class America. They don't want to hear that. The exercise come across as, in my opinion, as fruitless or performative, or worse. To middle managers such as myself at that time and below, it rarely, if ever, a BlueSky session ever led to a practical outcome, especially one to help those of us at the working level, at point of sale. Now here's the secret tip I promised. I call it the pre-selection clues. If the facilitator, the BlueSky sessions facilitator, seems to keep circling back to one idea of the topics up there in that front board and seems to dismiss the three others of the four, that's a sign. And what I mean by that, the facilitators have been told by the senior management, this is the idea, the concept they want to push. It's scripted. It's all set up. It's all designed to get you there, where they can start working on something that's important to them. They don't give a shit what you thought all in the first place. Well, they might give a little shit, but it doesn't matter. No matter how BlueSky the session was or supposed to be, the whole thing was scripted to get to that end point. Now, as always, this is where you can help me. Have you gone through a BlueSky session or been to the BlueSky website? Did you find it helpful, or was it just a bunch of hot air and time out of your lives that you'll never, ever get back? That's one of the biggest arguments my deputy and I used to have. If you have been, can you do me a favor? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. It'll be very helpful because I'd love to hear more on it. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. I'd really like you to do that. I'm Doug. This is Dying to Retire, and I'll see you in the next episode.